Chit Chat, Chit Chat, Chit Chat Pilot, Camera A. Camera. No. Chit Chat Chit Chat Pilot, A and B.
I love it. I love it.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. We're here. Okay. Chit chat with my girls. So yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Y'all seem so polite. Y'all ain't like this in real life. I don't know what is going on right
always
now?
Say thank you. We're always grateful.
I'll let you tell it. All right, boom. Should we cheers?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, ladies. What are we cheering to?
To life.
Life, sisterhood, friendship.
Getting old together.
Oh,
Yes.
that's the best part.
Woo! Cheers to that. Oh, girls. All right, so the most important question. How y'all feeling?
I feel like I finally released a exhale that I've been holding on for so long. I think, the media, the world has been very heavy. So I think being able to kind of exhale for a little bit.
Yeah, I feel pretty good. Venturing in a new stage in life, and
What stage is that?
well, I finally left my 9-to-5 for 6.5 years.
Yes.
I know it was such a big decision, but one thing this pandemic taught me was that family comes first, and you have to take care of your family. So, not putting my mom's business out there, but she needs extra help. So I decided to leave my job to take care of her, as well as pursue my dreams and passions, because she won't let me, give up acting. She won't let me give up my
Probably looking
business.
for you right now.
She might be.
That damn Malissa, it's after 2.
It's lunchtime. Yes.
I ain't got no sandwich, nothing. Ain't no car. You pulling up, nothing. Well, I think that's super dope that you left your 9-to-5. I left mine in January 29th.
Clap. Yes, girl.
I just couldn't take it. I couldn't take it because I felt like it was literally sucking the blood from me. And I was just like, you know what? I can't. So I put in my notice. I gave him like a week and a half. I ain't have no job. But I did know that me working for someone else, that was a dub. Like, that wasn't happening anymore. And I still feel very... To have a 9-to-5, what's the main thing about having a 9-to-5?
Stability.
There you go.
Money every 2
Money
weeks.
every 2 weeks, every week for me.
Oh, I'm not
Every
having
2 weeks, that would kill me.
It was bi-weekly.
Oh my
Yes,
God.
it was a lot. I had to try to make ends meet. It was tough.
Yeah, that just means you got to budget well. That's all. But the seduction of having a 9-to-5 is very looming for me, because it's just like I don't know where my money's coming from. And it's just like, well, shit, I can get a job like tomorrow and I'll be good, but I know I'm gonna hate it.
Right.
So I kind of made a pact with myself. You quit your job because you can't do it. You got this whole movie that you're working on. You are not meant to be working for someone else, so you have to figure it out. So I'm glad. Welcome to the creative life.
Yes, I'm loving it.
You're next.
I mean, I left my corporate job the first time in 2017.
Awesome.
Quit my job and traveled. But I think there's a thing, when I quit my job, I was determined, and I had made a pact as well of living what I love.
Yes.
And I always made a promise that if I return back to a corporate job, it's with a different kind of mindset where this is a loan for my dream. Versus the first time around where it was like, that was my life. So now being back at a job, it's like, you know what, every 2 weeks I'm getting money so that I can take my voice lessons, so that I can fund whatever craft that I'm working on. So that when I leave, I'm not, it's a different kind of energy. I'm not afraid to leave. I'm not afraid to not have a job versus the first time around when you, that that fear where you're like, fuck, what am I supposed to do now, you know?
Right.
So yeah, like I absolutely, I am next, but it's such a good feeling to be in control of the feeling that you have towards your job. And being in control of not allowing other people to affect you. You know what I'm saying? Where certain behaviors at work doesn't affect me as it did the first time around. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, all right, be stressed, because I'm not going to be stressed out. You know what I'm saying? You have me till 5 o'clock. After 5 o'clock, I'll see you tomorrow. So I am excited. I'm excited to be next.
Oh, we're excited for you. Welcome,
So
welcome.
do you have a date on the calendar?
Yeah.
I don't have a date because actually the first time I quit my job, it was after 6 years, I think it was. I didn't have a date, and one day I woke up and I was like, today's the day.
You know,
So,
when you know, you
right.
know.
So I don't want to give myself a date, but I do want to give myself the scan of my body where it's like that day when I wake up and I'm like, you know what? This doesn't serve me anymore. Thank you for all that you gifted me. Thank you for all that you gave me. It's time to move on. Then I'll give it in. So it could be tomorrow. It could be in 6 months. I don't know. You know, but
Absolutely. Well, we'll be there for you to help support you through it.
I'll be there with the bottles.
Yes.
As always.
The crazy part, you said something that was, you know, that sparked with me, being afraid of leaving. You know, there is a fear that comes with that because, like you said, you're losing that stability, you're losing that constant paycheck coming in. Even though that constant paycheck was coming with stress and aggravation and sleepless nights and anxiety and people who didn't value, you know, who you were in your
the
work.
money isn't even worth it anymore.
Right. And every time I would second guess my decision, something would happen that would be like, Malissa, you're doing the right thing. You are where you're supposed to be. Surrounding myself with good people. I know having a great conversation with Katie and my sister and my family, we're proud of you. You're going to be blessed for what you're doing. You know, it's not every day that someone will say, I'm going to leave to take care of, you know, someone else versus, you know, oh, I'm going to hire, you know, a health aide, which is no problem with that. But with it being COVID, my mom is nervous about having other people in her home, things of that nature. There's a lot that comes with that. So being able to be there with her, I know that I'm doing everything that I can, you know, to help make her life a little bit better. And then the same token, my life is enriched as well. Learning more from her, you know, taking that time that I was using for work, for my creative aspects, you know, starting a business, which is something I never thought that I would do, making it an LLC, but being that I didn't have this job to tie up all my time, my creative juices started flowing. I started thinking of ideas, things started pumping through my veins, like, okay, it's go time. You know, I'm working, but I'm working for me, so it's a different type of work.
It's different.
We're born with a hustle within us, and that hustle is activated once we need it activated. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna be great, and you're gonna be great. So
Yes.
I mean, it's interesting because we're talking about the money aspect of it. So the job that I left, I was making 6 figures. It's easily the most money I've made in a while. So, you know, every week I'm getting paid. I'm like popping my wet, like, oh, I'm thirsty. Let me get some nectar and Imperial, like being real bougie and shit. But like you said, the stress that came with that check was like, the money and it's when you're unhappy and that shit is in your soul, the money doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's 6 figures. It doesn't matter if it's 7 figures. I was like, you know what? I can do without this because there's always going to be money.
Yeah, that's right.
So, you know, walking away from being very comfortable, single, when I first started the job, you know, for the record, how old am I? 43? 42. 40.
Yeah, too.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to do the math in our head. Yes, wait a minute.
Okay.
Which you do not look 42. I'm
mean,
just saying, for the record.
Thank you. Genesis, let the record show your age, how young you are.
I'm turning 31.
I love it.
But I felt like I've been like 50 since I was like 16. So.
I'm gonna put a pin in that because Jen has been like 100 for like 100 years.
When I met her, I thought she was like my age. Like, it was the craziest thing.
What's your age?
44.
All right, so
Listen,
here
I'm the old lady of the crew.
44, 42, and 30. Because I keep adding because it's New Year. So at 30, in our 30s and 40s, you have 3 creative women, Black women, who have been through it and gotten to the point, 2 of us have gotten to the point, well now, currently in this year, where it's just like, you know what, I'm gonna live for me. And when you were talking about how you left your job and you're taking care of your mom, we bond on that level, because when you said health aid, like my back got really tight, because I take care of my mom. Now it's like she had home attendants, health aides, whatever. But you know what? It sparked something very violent in me, because I don't call my mom disabled. She's just blind. Like, but y'all met her. She can see. She can see everything that's going on.
She can dance.
And she danced, and she cut up, and she sipped all of the things. So, you know, to have people come into my mom's home to be a health aide and think that because she can't see, you can walk out of her home with things that you didn't walk in there with. I was just like, it's happened in the past, and I said, you know what, enough is enough. See, my mother's smart. She wasn't always blind. See, that's the thing. So she will put like, she'll have her like dollar bills, and she'll clip them, and she'll put them on the table. She sets a trap for any home attendant that comes in. She knows it's 15 singles. She'll leave it clipped right out on like a little saucer where change and stuff. Like if she send them to the store, this is the money you can take. She sent an aide to the store, gave her a $10 bill. The lady came back, or the girl, 19, she came back, gave my mom her change. When she left, my mother went to go get the change. She's feeling the clip is gone. So something told her, you know, and that's the thing about when you lose one of your senses, all the others just like Spider-Man, like for real. So something told her, she just went in her room, and, you know, she was just dusting and all of the things, and one of her banks was missing. So she has like a little cardboard bank that she's had since I was a child. So we didn't already told you I'm 100 years old. So she's had it all these years, and she only puts quarters in it. And she counts her money. She knows how to count her money. $45 in quarters.
Damn, that's a heavy ass bank.
Yeah, it sure is.
I hope she was taking a bucket.
That's what I'm saying. So gone. So the 45 plus the 15 singles. I ain't even gonna get into it while we're doing this thing, but for me, it was like, you know what? That's enough. That's enough, because this is the type of thing that will get you hurt. You know what I mean? So, excuse me. Taking care, they don't prepare you to take care of your parents. Take care of your parents. No one tells you, hey, you know you're gonna have to do this thing, right? If God willing, your parents are living with you. So to have to, or not to have to, you and I, we want to, because we're just so protective. You know what I mean? But to move into a space where roles are reversed, they don't prepare you for that.
No.
And I feel like it ages us. Not like physically, but like spirit-wise, you know, intelligence-wise, because you, like for me specific, and matter of fact, both of y'all tell me if you can relate, to see the physicality of your parents changing. They might be moving slower. They can't walk upright like they used to. And my mom, she's, and it's something I'm watching, but she repeats herself. So she, to me, it seems like she forgets. So I would get so bothered, because I'm like, this is a change in my mom I'm not used to. So I would like snap at her, Mom, I just told you that. Like, why are you asking me this again? And she'd be like, oh, and then I have to check myself real quick. Like, I don't want to give my mom that energy, you know what I mean? So they don't prepare you. I wish like when they pop you out, you just get like
a handbook.
You get the handbook, you get like a big suitcase with all the handbooks, and so you and send you on your way. But you know, to be 40 something in relatively good health, my knees don't work. Yeah, I'm gonna have to help me out this seat later. Let me tell you something, because I might look good, honey. But these knees, watch. Matter of fact, I'll show you. No. Y'all think I'm playing, right? Stop. See, I can't. I used to be able to get up.
You gotta count.
I just have to like scoot to the edge.
Then wiggle yourself up a little bit.
And then gotta like push up one side. So, like, I don't know. Then I'm doing all this training for this movie, so my knees are just shot. But I feel like I'm long-winded, but they don't prepare you for that.
No.
And because you and I are already going through this, I have to ask you, Jen, have you noticed the changes yet?
So, going back to I wish they would prepare us. I'm the oldest. So I can vividly remember like the moment in my life where I had to grow up a little bit quicker, not only to take care of myself, but also my siblings.
Right.
And then also help my parents out, you know what I'm saying? So now as I'm getting ready to leave, leave the nest and start my own life.
Right.
I sense the changes in my mom. Like my mom is the youngest of 8. So she's always been the baby. My mom has always been that perky, upbeat. And there's times where she'll come in the morning and she'll sit on my bed and I'll see like, the wrinkles and like the bags in her eyes. Or like my dad, like he probably hates that I'm gonna say this out loud, but he just got implants, like teeth, put in. Like my dad is losing his teeth. Like little things like that where I'm like, my goodness, like these were 2 people that went to my prom with me. My parents went to prom with me. And they were the cool parents. They were the young parents. And my parents got married young. They had me young. So they were like us, like the cool ones. So to watch them, age, and my mom like with her blood pressure and it's tough. And it's tough to watch as I'm getting ready to leave the nest. Because it's, like I was telling my sister earlier, like, most likely I'll have to relocate to Brooklyn. My parents live in the Bronx. So just that thought of something happens, God forbid, or they need me quicker, the transportation, it takes about an hour and change to get to the Bronx. So I told this morning, I was like, I don't know about Brooklyn anymore. Like, I need a place
Unless you got an Uber fund.
Right.
Yeah.
Just the sense of, I'm so used to being in control and making sure that everyone's okay. Yeah. So the thought of me leaving home, it's troublesome. It's scary. That's so my mom repeats herself like 1,000 times. Well, my mom has repeated herself like 1,000 times since she was like in her 20s. So, but yeah,
it's just tough. Like, are you by your mom? Do you
I'm
live by your mom?
about 15 minutes away.
Okay.
And when I hightail it, I can get there in 10.
Okay. Yeah, mom's down the block, so I can do a quick sprint. Like, I'll call her and I'll be like, you all right? As soon as she says she's not, I'm out the door.
Yeah.
Like, running down the block full speed. But, how do you feel about leaving the nest?
It's hard. It's scary. I always say that turning 30 is like being 20 with money, with just, you get to do whatever the hell you want.
Do you remember when you said 30?
I sure do.
Like, I have no filter.
It gets worse.
Like,
It gets worse, so much worse.
I've like done like a deep cleanse of friends. Like before, I used to be so tippy-toey because I've always been busy. I've always been on tour. I've always been in productions. I don't have the same amount of time as people who have regular lives. Like we artists, we have a different kind of schedule. So now it's like, this is what you get. If I'm good, if this is not good enough, then we could be friends.
Yeah.
If not, then bye. So turning 30 has been this like liberation of who I am, and but at the same time, it's me leaving the nest. So at times I get afraid as I'm getting ready to get married in December. I've met this beautiful woman, Genesis. What if I'm gonna lose that woman in becoming a wife? You know what I'm saying? Like, now I'm becoming someone else's thing. And I have this phobia of being someone's, like just the title of like someone's person. So it's scary. People don't talk about that.
They sure don't. I'm glad you are.
Social media, like I'll go on Instagram and it's like these perfect like engagement pictures of people, and this is the countdown for my wedding. Mind you, I'm so excited. Like, but I forget.
You're gonna be there.
Listen, there's times where I'm like, I need to remind myself this is a wedding, and what happens after the wedding. It's a union. In my mind, at times I think I'm planning a party to party with my friends, and I'm like, oh, hold on, Jen, you're getting married. So the sense of losing self is scary, and that's something people don't talk about. At times I don't sleep. You know what I'm saying? Just like so many things in my head.
Yeah.
You know, you're really joining your life with someone, so it's scary.
Terrifying.
It's leaving my nest to enter someone else's nest. So yeah, it's and I wish people were more vocal about being scared.
Yeah, because it's definitely a real thing. I mean, I'm not married. It was a long time ago, but I'm not married. But it is important to keep your sense of self. Have you spoken to your fiance about your feelings?
Yes. So
Hey, Kareem.
I would never forget how this happened. One day it was like 11, 12 at night, and I said, "Babe, we need to talk." Automatically, he's very black or white. So he's like, I'm like, I don't know if I want to do this. So you want to leave? You want to break this off? I'm like, no. I'm very like, he's very black and white. I'm very like, there's maybes, there's spaces, there's, and we went into this whole, I went into this whole thing of, you know, I don't know your family that well. We're interracial, interfaith couple. I'm Christian, he's Muslim. I'm Afro-Latin, he's Arab. You know, it's a whole lot of different things, you know. And we had this conversation. We had the conversation of how the word wife scares me. The word wife freaks me out because it's a sense of me not being myself anymore. So we had to talk about, well, what word do you feel comfortable with? Partner. So those are conversations we had, and we are in premarital counseling.
Good.
We're doing all these kinds of like workshops, but it's scary. Like, this shit is not roses and me pink colored.
Work.
It's work.
Everything you see on social media is
No,
not true.
it's
You see people
fake.
skipping through the fields and this is happiness all
my
day, every
goodness.
day. But underneath it,
Right.
everyone has issues just like you and me and the next person. It's just different
Right.
variations of it.
Because no one shows the shit.
No, they don't.
And there's shit. Like, it just blows my mind how like websites like The Knot, Wedding Wire, they've like featured us like, oh, this interracial couple that look this beautiful, perfect engagement. And I'm like, y'all don't know what I had to do to get that damn ring. Like, you're talking about him being unemployed for a year, going through depression, anxiety, and it falling on me leaving my job, because this happened when I was leaving my job to pursue this life that I love.
Wow.
So it was me having to find different jobs to support us, because both of us couldn't have been broke. Both of us could not have been unemployed. Like, one of us had to work. So people don't talk about those things, that relationships, what we see in social media, and we didn't have social media back in the day when our parents were around, or like when they were together. We have this constant reminder of what relationships should look like, not only through men and women, or woman, but also friendships. People see these perfect brunches, you know what I'm saying? All this group of friends, they go out all the time, they're always on vacation. No, like, there's real shit happening, you know what I'm saying? So it's the struggle of having to find reality versus Instagram. And we've been very careful on what we share on Instagram.
Good.
At times I want to be more vocal on social media about it, but at the same time it's like, I want to be protective and you know, maintain that privacy.
You should. I mean, a lot of people air all their laundry out on social media, and it's really not the place for that. So, I mean, I'm glad that you are, you know, protecting your union and communicating with him. Like, I want to give you kudos for just talking to him about your fears, because a lot of women, we sit back and we say, I'm not going to say anything because I'm afraid of how I'm going to look to him or how I'm going to look to others. But the fact that you spoke up, I give you so much kudos, because that's a great segue into great communication. Keep that up, and that's going to help you keep your sense of self, of who you are. Because at the end of the day, you will always be Genesis.
Right, and that's something that's so important. Like, if you really think about the time we have on Earth, like, and this is not me trying to be philosophical, but like, billion of years ago, we weren't here. Billion years after our lives, we're not going to be here. This is literally our only moment. And I'm going to make sure that the time that I have on this earth, I live the most truthful time, being myself, doing what I love. And whomever I'm going to share that with, he needs to understand that. He needs to align with the way that I think and the way that I want to live my life. So I couldn't enter a marriage without him knowing, like, hey, the word mom scares me too. I think being a mom is one of the most important, the biggest role in this universe. We are creators. But the thought of being a mom also, for some reason in my life right now, it signifies me losing myself. Maybe because I have not found that balance. Also maybe because it's a newfound Genesis, you know what I'm saying? So I had to tell him, like, hey, me becoming a mom right away, maybe we're going to have to put a pause on that because I still haven't found that middle ground where I'm okay now to do this. Same with the wife. Like, I was ready to be engaged. I was ready to live a life with someone, but once the word wife popped up, I was like,
hold up.
ooh.
Hold up.
Like,
I'm still learning how to be a friend. I'm still learning how to be a daughter. I'm still learning how to be a sister.
Yeah.
Like, now I gotta learn how to be a wife.
It's a lot.
What?
It's a lot.
And then also like the pressure of being like a Black woman and just wanting to have that perfect family, the perfect household, because we're painted in this media of like broken souls, broken homes, and trying to fight against that stereotype.
Right.
So you want to make sure that you push through and hey, is this a doubt? Let's hide that shit because we want to make sure that we do the right thing because it's what we've been taught to do, or it's against of what we're seen as.
Right.
So it's a lot of responsibility, and if that's one thing that I can be in life, be truthful, then I'm gonna have to be truthful.
Good for you. And your fears are valid. You know, don't ever let anyone make you feel like they're less than. They're definitely valued. Being a mom myself, when I had my daughter, I wasn't ready. I was crying and boo-hooing. I was of legal age, of course, in my mid-20s, but I was like, I wasn't ready for this, but I would never take it back. So it's like you're never ready for it. So when it's meant to be, it will happen. You just embrace it. That's all I can say.
That said, top me up. You see what she does? Because the way this ball gonna be gone like in 2 seconds.
It's okay.
You can't let them know that we honky.
Right. Take a little break. I love that collective sigh, that exhale.
Exhale.
Let me ask y'all a question. Like, I already told y'all my age, so I ain't even stressed, but do y'all...
Uh-oh.
I didn't even say anything yet. All right. So how do y'all feel about naps? Because if I don't take a nap or 2 a day, I cannot function. Like, between 1 and 3, if I don't take a nap, I'm no good.
I'm breaking this fourth wall. Can't relate. Get 10 more years, you ask me.
We give her another couple years.
I'm gonna break it. I gets my nap on. I do like a power 15. Like sometimes I just need a quick little something to recharge.
Yeah.
And y'all can sleep again that night?
Yeah.
Because if I take a nap, I'm up for like hours after.
No 30. Just 30. That's so cute. Wait till you hit about 38.
Yep.
Damn. It's so, you know what's interesting? I never think about the age difference between me and Jen. Because, like she said, she was like 5 years old and 100 at the same time.
Right.
So, like, when I first met Jen, I thought she was... I know she was younger than me, but probably 5-6 years. But then I found out her real age. And I was like, damn, girl, what you been through?
What happened to you? Taking care of kids?
Hey, why are you so mature? And this is the first time we've ever, like, not seen eye to eye. Like, you can't relate. Cool. Bet. We're going to see that wedding night. Where's Jen? She probably sleeping. Let's go find her.
No, but you do know I go to sleep early, which is probably why I don't take naps. Like,
What's early?
Like a good night when I don't have insomnia, it's like 10 o'clock.
I ain't early. Shit, I'm about in my 3rd hour.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like 9, 10 o'clock, I'm ready for sleep. Like I don't stay up late. So, but if I take a nap, I'll be up till like tomorrow.
Wow.
Like, I feel like I need the break in the day.
Yes.
To reset just to get through the rest of the
Close
day.
I'll call it
Yo.
my power 15. All I need is 15 good minutes, and I will be up and ready to go.
You know what? I'm glad you brought that up. Let me ask you a question, 40 friend. Do you feel like you're slowing down? And I say, before you answer, I say this because I walk fast wherever I go. Out to the store, to the train, to the city. Now, it'll take me 12 minutes to walk to the train, and it usually takes me 6.
I have slowed down, but it's because I'm learning that life is valuable and precious. And sometimes when you go too fast, you miss out on the finer things in life. So ever since leaving my job, and granted it hasn't been long, I found that I have newfound patience with myself, giving myself time to take things in. If I want to go for a walk, I go for a walk. If I'm walking to the car, I just la da 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 da. And right. But it's important because you miss certain things when we've been programmed to rush and have to go, gotta hustle, bustle, gotta do this, gotta do that. I don't want to do that anymore. And guess what? I don't have to.
And it doesn't have to be age related, because that's me now. Like, I take my time. Like, if I'm gonna miss a train, I miss the train. If I miss a bus, I miss a bus. At the end of the day, like, why am I running? Like, it can wait.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for waiting while I was running late. That's it. Just being able to absorb the environment is why rush.
Yeah.
I think I'm more cognizant of actually breathing now. Luckily, I have a partner that, you know what's interesting, and I'm going to defer to you for this. When did you feel like when you and Kareem decided to be together, did you find that, did it scare you that he learned you? Because I say that because I have someone that has learned me and knows when something's off just by the pattern of my breathing. So like I'll get real, like when I'm bothered, I'll get really tight in my chest and I'll go quiet. And he can be in another room and be like, babe, I'm like, he's like, breathe.
Wow.
So like to be at a space where I can actually appreciate breathing, and a lot of people don't do this, but the proper way to breathe is to expand your ribs. We are so conditioned to move, zoom, 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 that we are shallow breathing.
Yeah, we're breathing with our
We're
chest.
tight. Everything is tight. But when you like inhale from the bottom and you fucking fill up your lungs and expand the back of your ribs, I learned that in being in an acting school. So like when I first felt what that was like, I was like, so you trying to tell me for all these years I've been half dead walking around? You know what I'm saying?
And hence why, as a singer, for me, that's why singing and performing is a full body exercise. It's so beautiful to fill your entire body with air. That's how us singers, we breathe with our diaphragm. I feel the extension in my back, so it's like you're breathing life into your entire body, not just your chest. So
That's dope.
Absolutely.
You be singing too.
What?
I'm breaking the wall.
What? Wait a minute.
My mama calls Genesis Miss Ross. It ain't Diana Ross, it's Miss Ross. And then my mama calls Malissa Supreme. So I'll be like, Ma, what's up? What you doing? She'll be like, I'm fine. So you spoke to Supreme? How's Miss Ross? And I'm like, hello, Katie. Hey, daughter, you good? So,
That's my girl. She's too much.
But I say that because you be singing. And what's interesting about you, seeing you on stage, I've seen you perform plenty of times.
Amazing. Gotta check her out.
thank you.
Yes.
I don't know. I give concerts too, like when I'm home. Okay. So, and when I'm serious, I will practice the breathing and I'll try to sing like a few words. That shit is so hard, like to control your breathing. And I think about you, and I think about Beyonce. Usually I put her first.
Oh my God. This is why you need
But
friends like her.
no, because you and you've seen her on stage.
Yes,
like you
amazing.
move, you be stepping and dancing and woo, the shit just be coming out. But like it makes me think. I saw Beyonce in concert. This was many, many years ago. And I was fascinated. I knew the song. Everybody knew the songs, but I was fascinated because she was dancing mad hard and singing, and her breath, like there was no change.
Like she didn't skip a beat.
And I was like, how you do that?
I realized that for me, performing is my therapy, but I get to breathe on the weekends. During the week, I'm breathing with my chest. I'm trying to get through life. And every performance, I am breathing. I'm living. It's an outer body experience, hence why performers can do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, every time I get off that stage, I'm exhausted. But I'm so full. It's like this high, this energy. Like, it's a type of energy that I don't need any drugs for. You know what I'm saying? And partially is because of the breathing. I'm breathing life into my body, also out. So, Beyonce, listen, I'm sure she's like, her spirit is like out of her body when she's like performing, because if the feeling that I get to experience is for this little Motown show, imagine performing in front of like millions of people or thousands, you know what I'm saying?
Speak it into the universe.
Yeah, right, but just imagine, like, Beyonce probably is like, all right, body, let's go. You know what I'm saying? I have no idea what's happening, but breathing is important. And like you said, having someone that understands the importance of breathing is also like, it's powerful.
God, I said that. That's right. Yeah. So, so the breathing is nice. Yeah. It's like you said, you take in more. The only thing I don't like is that I'm more centered, so I hear more. Yeah. And that noise, like, don't even get me started about noise. But I digress. Do you feel that way when you act, when you're on stage? Because I do, and I feel like that's probably what's comparable to that feeling that you have.
Yes, when I act, like you said, it feels like it's an out-of-body experience. I love it. It's my gift. It's my passion. It's like an indescribable feeling. I'm nervous at first, full of nerves, but when I get out there, it's like it's all gone. And it's like, it's just me and the crowd, you know? That's why I love stage, as well as the camera, but I love stage too. That's my first love, because that's how I started. Yeah. And, you know, there's no takebacks when you're on stage. Yeah. You know, it's up there. You got improv. If you fall, make it seem like it was part of the thing, you know? So, you know, it's nothing like it. And like you said, it's like you're breathing. It's like, this is what my purpose is. This is what life is about. It's not all about working at 9 to 5. It's not all about paying all these bills that are piled up on your kitchen counter. It's about going out there and doing things that make you happy. What makes you feel fulfilled? And if you don't know, then you find that. You find that center within yourself. I have a question. Do you ladies have a morning ritual that you do when you wake up every morning? Have you set a routine for yourself?
I say, Genesis, I love you. Every time I put my hand on my heart, Genesis, I love you, and just give gratitude.
Yes.
I wake up, as soon as I open my eyes, I say thank you. And then when I turn to sit up on my feet touch the floor, I say thank you. Because we couldn't have made it the next day. There was a very strong possibility. I mean, the way things are, we don't know. So, like, I give thanks for the next day, for being able to be given another chance to kind of do what my heart wants to do. What about you? What you do?
I exercise the physical and the mental and the spiritual. So I wake up, I smile. That's the first thing I do, because I want to set the tone for my day, whether it's cloudy or sunny, and I say a prayer. I give thanks. Yes. Yeah. I say a prayer and I give thanks for everything in my life, whether it's good or bad, those lessons that I've learned, you know, what's brought me this far. I give thanks for that. I exercise, not for a long period of time, but I do a little bit of exercise in the morning. Yes. She's laughing because she spent the night.
Oh, I ain't laughing.
She heard me.
I was like, yo, who is stomping? Not knowing.
I had to do hot feet. You got to do the hot feet.
I was like, I feel like I'm at home. What is that? That's it, man. That's what I was getting.
We got cheers to that beautiful laugh.
Cheers to the laugh, y'all.
Okay, so Chit Chat pilot take. Wait, okay. Chit Chat pilot 1 camera.
Chit Chat pilot, camera A, camera B, take 1A, boom.
Chit Chat pilot, camera A, camera B. Take 1A.
Yeah.